What's going on, y'all? And welcome to Derek Andre TV. I'm your host, Derek Andre, and you're watching Totally Disgusted. And I want to know, what age is considered old? Let's talk about it on Totally Disgusted.
This is Totally Disgusted with your host, Derek Andre.
All right, y'all. Welcome to Totally Disgusted. I'm your host, Derek Andre. And today, I want to talk about what age is considered old. That's what I want to talk about. What age is considered old? And I'm asking this question because people just don't seem like they're old people no more. You know, it's like people in their 90s and they like 80s and stuff. Okay, yeah, they seeming old, but even now, when they're that age, they still don't always seem old. It's people in their 70s and 80s and stuff like that, man. They still active. They still doing stuff, man. And I'm not talking about this like they shouldn't be. I'm actually encouraging it and applauding it. But I'm just wondering, what age is considered old? Is it just a state of mind? You know, is it numeric? What age is considered old? I remember when I was younger and my grandparents, they always seemed like they were like old people. I mean, like straight up like old people. But when I think back, realistically, they were like my age now. They were there like in their 50s. But they just seemed so old. They moved like old people and they carried themselves like old people. They had old people conversations. They listened to like old people music. They dressed like old people. They felt very, very old. And I'm just trying to figure out what age is actually old. I am technically the age that I'm talking about my grandparents. I'm 55 years old, okay? And aside from the work that I currently have to do for a living, I don't feel old. I'm not trying to be young. I'm not out here trying to, dress like a young person and, carry myself like a young person. I don't feel old. My mother is in her 70s. But my mother does not seem old. She's seeming older now because, her body is, doing old people stuff, I guess. She's starting to, walk around every now and then. She got to use a cane, and this, that, and the other. But that's just as a rule, she's still, if you see her, you wouldn't think that she is as old as she is. So what age is considered old? So when I do like my deliveries and stuff, when I'm out on my route, sometimes I end up in some of these active adult living facilities. Them people be busy. They're not sitting around, man. They not just, yeah, there are some that might like maybe be in like memory care or whatever, stuff like that. But the majority of the people be busy. Some of the places I go to, man, they got long hallways you got to walk. The little old folks be trucking. Because I'm technically old enough to live in an adult active living facility. I am. I'm 55. I think they got 55 and older. So I'm technically old enough to live in one of the very facilities that I deliver to. But when I walk through there, I don't feel like I belong there. And I look around, I'd be like, I don't really think this would be my scene. And I see people living in them. I'm like, why are you here? If you see my wife, you would not believe my wife is knocking on 50's door. So what age is considered old? You can't even use the whole grandparent scenario anymore as, when you become a grandparent, that you are technically now an old person. No, because I know people that were grandparents in their late 30s. So you can't even use that as a barometer anymore. You can't even say, oh, when you become a grandparent, you are technically considered old. Because that ain't even true. I know people right now that are younger than me, believe it or not, that are great grandparents. What age is considered old? I was just sitting downstairs thinking about that. I was like, I don't know. I mean, I see people that I'm like, yeah, that is legitimately an old person. That person is old. And there are some people who are not as old as they appear, who just act old. I used to have a passenger. Then she was like 2 years older than me. She was like, I don't know how to use this cell phone. How you use this? How that work? How this? I was like, damn. We 2 years apart in age. You can't be that old acting, and we ain't in our 60s yet. Is it just how you feel? Is old how you feel? Is that what the definition of old is? Is it just how you feel? Because it's no longer numeric. That has gone out the window about a decade or so ago, man. Especially now that you can see people like on social media. People be in their 50s and 60s, man. They still in the gym, man. They still exercising, man. Especially black folks, man. I'm probably in the minority with all this gray hair. But even still, if I don't have the gray hair, I don't look as old as I am. What age is considered old? Last week on my job, y'all know right now, until this whole podcast thing blow up and I become a celebrity online, I deliver packages for Amazon. Last week, I walked over 50 miles carrying boxes and envelopes and packages, man. And I didn't die. I got a little winded. I can't imagine my grandparents when they were my age working like that. That just does not register with me. I can't see my grandfather at age 55 because he seemed like an old man to me. He was strong, but he seemed like an old man to me. I can't see him say, yeah, well, you know, Big D, I walked 50 miles last week on the job. I'd be like, you walked what? Let me get you some oxygen. You need an IV drip? You gonna be okay? Now, mind you, I do feel the after effects of walking those distances, but it is minimizing with each and every day that I work. I don't feel nearly as bad. I don't consider myself old. I jokingly say that I'm an old man because numerically, I guess, technically that does make me an old man. I can get AARP. So, you know, that's like the old people package that you get when, you know, you get to be 55, you get discounts on this, that, and the other, you know, this, that, and the other. But technically, I don't feel like an old man. So what age is considered old? Is it when you just can't do nothing no more? When dementia or something said it? What age? Because people are even getting dementia. Their minds are getting, you know, a little weaker, even a little bit younger. So does that make you old? I don't know anymore. When I look in the mirror and I look at myself, as hard as it is for me to look at this old ugly mug, I look at myself and I be like, dude, I know you 50s, in your 50s, you 55, almost 60 years old. But I don't really see it. I look at like my cousins and stuff, man, that are older than me. My cousin Aaron. If you saw Aaron is a grandfather. But if you see Aaron 5 years older than me. My brother. That's what I call him, my brother cousin. You can't tell. My Custer. My cousin Karen. It's my cousin's sister. She's 5 years older than me. She don't look it. I don't know what age is considered old now. Is there even a number? Is there even a number that you can officially say, damn it, yes, I've hit this number, I'm old? Is it retirement age? Because people are working longer. They forcing you to work longer. So is retirement age, is that considered old? In all honesty, I think that, real talk, you are only, like the old saying says, you're only as old as you feel. If you feel like an old person, if you carry yourself like an old person, then yes, of course, I guess technically you would be considered old. I remember before I married my wife, we went to church together. And some of them ladies, when I was single, some of them ladies that some of the women on the motherboard was trying to hook me up with that was my age or a little bit younger. And I was in my 30s then. Or 40s. How old was I? Let me see. I was 14. Yeah, I was right in my early 40s. Right in like 40. I would look at them ladies. I'd be like, y'all can't be serious. Y'all can't be. Y'all don't think I'm finna date this old young lady? Because that's what they look like. They wore long skirts. And don't get me wrong, I'm not dissing women that wear long skirts and, but they just look like little old church ladies. But they weren't old at all, but they look like little old church ladies. They walk slow. They had the little Bible clutched up under. Man, I'm like, no, you are not getting ready to try to set me up with your grand auntie, daughter, niece. No, great grandmother, niece. No, I'm not. No, we're not doing that. And I think when you have the right partner, that helps you. If your partner does not feel old, that helps you to not feel like you old. You know what I'm saying? If you are a young feeling person and you marry somebody who moves around and complains about their aches and pains and, oh Lord, I feel like, oh Lord, I don't know what I'm gonna do because I'm tired today. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get it. Then yeah, you're gonna feel old. If you're around somebody that feel old, you're gonna feel old until you get away from their old acting behinds. So if you are not an old feeling person, then yeah. Men, you was my motivation to work on Amazon, but I quit. Oh man, you quit your third day? Bro, believe it or not, I'm still there. Old as that's my whole point. What age is considered old? I'm still there, man. I'm sorry you quit, man. I hope you found something better. I appreciate you saying that I was your motivation, man. I appreciate that. And I hope you found something more suitable for you, man, to take care of your needs, to make sure your bills paid and ain't destroying your body. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. But yeah, man, I just need to know what age is considered old. What age do you consider old? I'm 55. Is that considered old? Because if that's technically considered old, then I don't know what I'm going to do because I'm getting to make a fool out of old. I'm embarrassed the hell out of 55 because I'm not finna act old. When I first started that job at Amazon, man, yes, I felt beat up. I felt like an old man. Them young dudes was running circles around me. They was running circles around me. But I refused to give up. I had this determination about myself that I was not going to give up. I was, if I'm going to quit this job, it ain't going to be because I can't do it. It's going to be because I found something better. That was my mindset. I was determined to not feel old. You in your 40s? Okay. But that ain't old. To somebody in their teens and their 20s, I guess maybe to a kid that might seem old. But we ain't old, man. We are not old. We are not old. I refuse to accept that 3-letter word. That's like profanity. I refuse to accept the fact that 55 makes me old, man. If I can have it my way, at 65, I'm still going to look and act the way that I look and act. I still plan on being active unless God has other plans for me. If God ain't got no other plans for me, at 65, 75, I plan on still being spry. I want to be one of them for real, one of them old men that you like, dang, this old man get around, man. He be busy. He be doing stuff. That's what I want to be, man. I want to be that kind of an old person. I want to be an old that old in numbers, but not old in action. I ain't trying to be young. I ain't trying to be no young person. That's kind of what my thumbnail portrays. Young people, old people looking like they young. I ain't trying to look like I'm young. I'm not trying to, keep up with hip hop trends and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I still like hip hop music, and I think because of the generation that I'm in, that there are a lot of things that when you go into these old folks' homes in another 10, 15 years and we in there or they in there, because I ain't going to be in there. When they in there, yeah, you ain't going to walk past the room and hear, no old Stevie Wonder. You're going to hear Lil Wayne and Young Thug and A$AP Rocky. That's what you're going to hear. They going to all have their little bumping systems in their little old people's senior living rooms banging out, That's the generation I'm in. That I think that we just We just built different, man. You know, I don't know if it comes from, you know, growing up and spending most of your time outside and, you know, playing and, you know. Because I wonder, like, my kids and, you know, when they start having kids in that generation, I wonder what they're going to be like. Because people don't really be outside as much as they used to. And, you know, you need that vitamin D. You need that sunlight, man. If you don't get that sunlight, it's going to age you, man. And then I guess if your extracurricular activities can also make you seem old or make you look old. Sometimes people be young but looking old because they drink a lot or they smoke a lot or they out partying all the time. I done seen people that when you look at them, you be like, bro, I thought you was at least my age, and they be 10, 12 years younger than me, but they done lived such a hard life. And I ain't talking about, you know, people that done had hardships like homelessness. I'm just talking about people that just ran their bodies into the ground. They was just going hard all through their late teens, 20s, 30s, or whatever. And they start looking old, but I don't know, man. So what y'all think, man? What do y'all think old is? What is considered old? What is considered old, man? That is my question of the day. Because I am going to do my best to not be old. I'm going to be older, but I don't want to be old, if that makes sense. I'll definitely want to get older. I want every single birthday that God has in store for me. I want every last one of them. I want to be older, but I don't want to be old. I don't want to be, you know, this old broke down old man that's bent over, walking slow and complaining about this, that, and the other. No, I don't want that, man. I don't want that to be my story. That can't be the narrative, man. I don't want that to be. When my grandkids finally show up, I still want to have enough energy to be able to have fun with my grandkids. 70s, you think 70s is old? 70s, technically, I think that's probably right at the cusp of old age. Because that's right around the time people really nowadays can kind of retire, you know, is in their 70s. You know, that's what I was kind of asking earlier. I was like, you know, is it retirement age? Does retirement age? What is the actual age? Let me see what the actual age of retirement in America is. Let me see. Hold on. The actual age. Let me pull it up. Let me see what it says. What? Hold on. I got to type. What is the retirement age in America? All right. It says in the U.S., your full Social Security retirement age depends on your birth year, gradually increasing to 67 for anyone born in 1960 or later, while you can claim reduced benefits as early as 62 and up to 70. So 67 is currently the retirement age, but I don't know how long that's going to last. So yeah, 70, I guess, if you're looking at when you can technically retire, I guess 70 kind of puts that into perspective, you know. So I guess 70 probably is there. Got to find a way to make use. Oh yeah, hell yeah. I say that all the time. I do not want to keep having to use my body to make my living. I mean, unless of course, you know, I'm using my body and weight. No, my wife ain't gonna have that. Never mind. My wife ain't gonna have that. Yeah, I gotta find a way to use my brain, man. And this is why I do stuff like this. You know, I do my podcast and I, do my books and I design my T-shirts and stuff like that. You know, I'm always trying to find new businesses to start, things like that. So yes, I am determined to find a way to use this and not always have to use this, you know, straight up, because having to always use your body to work, that will age you. The body ain't just designed for you to just keep going and going and going and going. You know, it's different if you're doing it for exercise purposes. You know, like if you getting up and you going to the gym and you just working out to strengthen your body, you know, to keep your cardio, you know, together and, you know, fitness stuff. Okay, yeah. But to just work 4, 5, 6, 7 days a week, just hard on your body, the body ain't designed for that. The knees and your back and all of these other, your shoulders and all of that stuff, man, is not designed for you to constantly just keep punishing it. It's just not. That's why athletes, fighters, and all of that stuff, they got shelf lives, man. You ain't seen no 75, 80-year-old boxers out there still trying to put on the gloves and dance around and, you know, do the rope-a-doping. And ain't nobody doing that no more, man. You know, you got a shelf life. You don't see no 80-year-old NBA players, 75-year-old NFL players. I mean, everybody's got a shelf life for the human body. You know, I'm not saying that you can be those ages and not do those things, but what I'm saying is not for a profession. How long of a career do you think you're gonna have as a 65, 70-year-old gymnast? Now that just, you know, so the human body, you know, working for Amazon and FedEx and all these other, you know, very physically demanding jobs, you ain't supposed to do that stuff long term. You're not even really supposed to do that stuff long term as a young person. Because even doing it like that, it ain't no different than, you know, jumping out the truck and, you know, that's hard on your body. Lifting boxes, twisting your ankles, constantly yeah, man, your body is not designed for you to just run it into the ground. It's designed for you to use it intermittently and just do things to keep it in shape so that the basic functions of it work. You know what I mean? So that you can still climb stairs, you know, so that you can still carry your groceries in the house, so that you can still take good walks, so that you can still swim. You know, you're supposed to, you know, you ain't supposed to be my age, like real talk. You ain't supposed to be my age out here humping boxes for a living. I mean, you just not. I mean, it don't take a rocket scientist to understand that. And if I could have done it something other than what I'm doing, I probably would have. Because this is not, you know, being a delivery driver for Amazon is not for 55-year-old men or women or otherwise. Like real talk, you know. But you got to do what you got to do in order to make a living until something changes or something gets better. And I'm thankful that at my age, I can do the job. I'm going to tell you a quick story about the job, being an old dude. So last day that I worked was Sunday. So I'm at work. I got all apartments. And if you follow my TikTok or my little shorts that I put on here, you know that I hate apartments. All right, I literally hate having to do apartments on my route. Like, hands down, that's probably the worst part of my route. Apartments. Next up is driveways, long, hilly driveways. But all my route on Sunday was apartments. I had like 7 apartment complexes. Some of them had lockers. The rest of them I had to walk. I'm mad all day because I don't like apartments. They laid out poorly. You can't find the unit numbers correctly. You climbing stairs all day. Every apartment is on the damn 3rd or 4th floor. So you are constantly beating yourself up trying. So I'm thinking, because I'm having some challenges, I'm thinking that I'm behind. Because I had a couple of issues where I got lost in an apartment complex. I couldn't find this building. I had some locker issues. And I had all these little issues that was going on. Get back to the warehouse only to find out that my old behind was ahead all day. I was for sure I was behind. I was ahead all day. And for an old dude, man, that made me smile. That don't mean I want apartments every damn day when I get my route. But at least I said, Derek, you know what? You was keeping the pace. You was keeping up for an old dude. So, you know, I would say men, man, they took me off the nursery route on my third day doing the apartment. Oh, man. Man, listen. Them apartments and them lockers, that's the work of the devil, man. That is the work of the devil. I had an apartment that I had to do the other day on Sunday. You know how they got them cameras for them non-Amazon lockers? They got cameras that you got to hold the package up to and scan the barcode. Why was the camera upside down? Couldn't get to the next screen until I scanned the barcode. So I'm trying to, you know how you trying to, give me something. You know how you trying to line up stuff, on the camera, and you holding it and the camera upside down, so you like this trying to figure out how to line it up so that is it like supposed to be like this? Yeah, I'm all like that on the camera. Took so much time, man. I don't like lockers. I don't like apartments. But I could go on all day about that. I'm going to have to make that into a whole separate podcast by itself. So, but let me know, y'all. I appreciate y'all tuning in and watching and listening. I appreciate the feedback. Let me know what age is now considered old. That's what I want to know. Whenever you watch this, be it a week from now, a month from now, later on today, let me know what age is considered old. Is it in your 50s? Is it in your 60s? Is it in your 70s, 80s? What age is considered old? Let me know. All right? Because I refuse to succumb to being called an old man and living up to that name. You might call me old man, but I ain't gonna live up to it. I'm gonna be as agile and nimble as I can as long as I can. Every year on my birthday, I still do, it ain't quite a handstand anymore, but I can fold my hands like this and I still got enough core strength to push up into like a headstand. Yeah, I do it every year on my birthday. Every year. And I always post a video. So, as a matter of fact, I got to post a video because I ain't posted it yet. So, thanks y'all for tuning in. I appreciate you very much. If this is your first time checking out Derek Andre TV, I certainly hope that you will consider coming back again. And in order for you to know when to come back, you got to do a couple of things. One, you got to click the subscribe button and the reminder bell. Those are the two things that you got to do. If you click those two things, you'll never miss another video of mine. If you like this video, please, by all means, give it a thumbs up and share it with some people that you know who might enjoy this podcast, Totally Disgusted. All right, that helps the channel grow. When you leave comments and you give thumbs up, stuff like that, it tells the algorithm that this channel is a legitimate channel and people should watch it. All right, so please do those couple of little things. It would mean a lot to me. All right. Next up, if you are a returning guest, thank you for coming back. And you too can do the very same things. If you're already here and you've been coming back, then that means you've already subscribed and you click the reminder bell. So now all I need you to do is leave a comment, thumbs up, so on and so on, and give it a share. All right. That's what I need you to do. If you want to learn more about me, here's where you can learn more about me. Let me take this down and pull this up. You can go to my website, DerekAndre.com. If you're interested in learning more about who I am as an author, who I am as a filmmaker, and all the other cool things that I've done over the years, if you're interested in learning more about that, visit DerekAndre.com, and you can find out all that stuff. You can also support the channel and the person through purchases of books, ebooks, clothing, streaming my music, all the above, stuff like that. So, all right, y'all, that's all I got for today. I go back to work tomorrow, so my next show, I usually do my shows on my off days, which is, my off days are Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, but this coming week, you may only get one show because I actually because of the holiday at the end of next week, and the warehouse is closed on Christmas Day and the day after. I will be working on Sunday and Monday, so the next show will be this coming Tuesday, a week from today, will be the next show. All right. And so if you click that reminder bell and that subscribe button, you'll know exactly when I go live. So, all right, man, that's all I got, man. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you very, 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 very much. And y'all be good. Be peace. Be love. Be one. And I will see you in the next video. Peace.
Thanks for tuning in to Totally Disgusted. Make sure to like, comment, and tell a friend.